First off, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to Great Millstone and the elders and apostles, and salutation to all the sincere brothers out there pushing the truth and the sincere sisters who are listening and learning. This lesson is entitled Australia Beating Around the Bush. Okay, I'm gonna read this and show a quick clip, and it's a great example of how these Edomites move, how they are liars and deceitful, and that there's no truth in them. They are of their father the devil. Okay, this is Daniel chapter 8 verse 23, and this goes into prophecy, and it describes in the later times, and we can see how this last kingdom, this last Babylon that we live in, starting with America and all these other Edomite countries who are part of this beast system, it just shows who they are, how they act, and the things they do. Daniel chapter 8 verse 23, it says, and in the later times of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. This is prophecy, and it goes into the kingdom of Babylon, this last kingdom who exalt themselves above the Most High. And ultimately, through their policy and legislation, through Babylon, they say, we want to take care of you, we want to help you, but the track record the track record of these Edomites show that they only seek to destroy, starting from the Native Americans and the Negro Americans who are the Israelites. Every time they say they want to help, they just bring death, okay? Because they are just liars. And, even in this prophecy, it says that prince is going to be a Yahweh Shai when he comes and destroy and wipes these Edomites off the map. But continuing to describe these Edomites, besides them speaking smoothly, talking about peace and how they want to help and stuff. This is Proverbs 6, verse 12. It says, a naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Forwardness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord.
Victoria's legal community, the Human Rights Commission and the Victorian Ombudsman have raised significant concerns about the government's plan to obtain the powers of detention with no independent oversight or review through the government's pandemic bill. Why has the government proposed to strip Victorians of the right to independent oversight of any detention order?
Order again, without referring to specifics in the bill, the Premier.
Try not to be specific to the bill, Speaker. First of all, I don't think that the current member for Q's drinking buddies necessarily is the entire legal community. The entire legal community. Like we just had it put to us. We've just had it put to us that the leader of the opposition and his once friend, the just finished up Shadow Attorney General,
Order.
have
Premier
surveyed
resume
the
his seat.
entire legal
Order.
community.
Premier will resume his seat. Order. Point of order, the Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker, it's a very serious issue, and I referred to comments made by...
Order. Leader of the Opposition has the call.
And I referred to...
Order. Leader of the Opposition.
And I referred to comments by the Human Rights Commission, the Victorian Ombudsman, as well as Victoria's legal community in relation to detention orders. I ask you to bring the Premier back to answering that straightforward question.
The Premier was being relevant to the question, the Premier.
Thank you, and I thank the Leader of the Opposition for his question and his interjection, and I won't be taking a lecture on the views of the legal community from a bloke who can't even find a lawyer to be the Shadow Attorney General. So take a number. Take a number. If you don't, and do not hold your breath waiting for me to be lectured about the legal community from
Premier,
you.
resume his seat. Order. Order. Leader of the Opposition on a point of order.
Speaker, again, just 20 seconds later, I raised the issue of relevance. I've asked the Premier a specific question in relation to comments made by the Human Rights Commission and the Ombudsman, amongst others, in relation to detention orders. It's a very serious issue to which I ask you to bring the Premier back to answering it.
Order. The Premier is being relevant to the question that's been asked. The Premier.
It's not asked about amongst others. I had it put to me by the Leader of the Opposition that he'd gone and conducted a survey and the entire Victorian legal community, no doubt not including the member for Malvern, wherever he might be, I doubt that he'd be in agreement. I doubt that he'd be, and I don't know why you're sitting all the way back up there. I'd have found you a spot down here. Come on.
Order.
Why is he up there? Why is he up? Keep asking me questions, mate.
Premier will resume his seat. Order. 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 Leader of the Opposition on a point of order.
Speaker, on relevance, 2 Tuesdays ago, mid-morning, the Leader of Government Business said that we should not be denigrating each other and calling each other names from the member for Bendigo East. I ask you, on relevance, to bring the Premier back to answering a sensible, straightforward question, which is now getting beyond a joke that a minute and a half in, he has yet to mention detention orders, which is what the question was about. Can you please finally bring him back to referring at least to the question asked?
Premier, to come back to answering the question.
I'm not calling the member for Malvern names. I'm simply referring to the fact that he's right back up there in the stalls. It's not befitting of his contribution to this place. But in any event, the Leader of the Opposition said every lawyer in Victoria.
Point of order.
Every lawyer in Victoria.
The Premier will resume his seat. Order.
Write your questions,
order.
mate.
Order. The member for Euroa on a point of order.
Speaker, we know that the Premier doesn't enjoy being asked about
point
these
of order
issues.
is.
We know that he doesn't enjoy having to answer these questions, but he is very clearly debating the question, and I ask you to bring him back.
Order. I understand the Premier was just coming to the question, answering the question.
The Opposition has put forward